And we're live once again. This time to do our Man City review after a fantastic win. I am literally I'm over the moon with that. I couldn't believe it. weren't expecting it. Saw the starting lineups, and I'll tell you what, I weren't very hopeful at the start. Because the thing is, they did go strong, didn't they? City, they did go strong
massively,
and I wasn't lucky enough to go tonight. But Gal, I'll hand over to you, mate. What was your experience like when you was over there?
Well, no, look, it was the usual sort of party atmosphere, Europe-y sort of atmosphere, light show before the start, extended light show tonight, really long one, really good one. Yeah, I liked it.
So it's not just for Europa nights then?
No, it seems to be a running thing now, but this one was particularly extended because I think there were a load of kids there. It was like, I think they did kids for £1. So the ground was packed out. There were kids everywhere. It was a really nice little atmosphere in there. Wasn't much in, it wasn't a sort of hardcore atmosphere like typical. Weren't very, because people watch their language a little bit, don't they, when there are kids around and stuff like that.
They're tourist games, aren't they? These cup games.
They are, yeah. Yeah, and there was a guy that was going in there on the way in. They seemed to be extra careful with the security getting in today, so there were massive queues of people getting in. So a lot of people arrived into the ground late as well. So I think that was people. The way a lot of people struggled using the electronic tickets to start with. I think that's the way people struggled tonight because there was a load of tourists that hadn't really been before, so they were all struggling. So there was these massive queues getting in. But once the game started, I mean, I must admit, I saw the lineups, and you just mentioned it. What they had in their starting 11 is ridiculous. I mean, look at it: Stefan, Walker, Stones, Aki, Zinchenko, De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Gundogan, Mahrez, Palmer, and Sterling. I mean, that is a lot of money's worth of talent there. And when I looked at our lineup of, Areola, Johnson, Dawson, Diop, Cresswell, Souček, Noble, Vlasic, Lanzini, Masuaku, and Yarmolenko up front, I must admit, I feared the worst.
And obviously, you couple that with the fact that City have won this competition. How many times now? Is it four? 4 times in four consecutive years, isn't it? Something like that.
Since 2016.
Yeah, it's a joke, isn't it? Here comes John.
Oh, John.
Here he is. He's on mute.
Yeah. My God, what happened over there?
I know. What was it like over there?
It was madness, mate. I like Gary was saying, I went over with a couple of Freddie's teammates and their dads, and when I saw their starting lineup, I was like, I can be the most optimistic West Ham fan in the world. I thought this is a 4-0 here.
Same here. That's how I felt.
It was just, mate. You could say City weren't great, but I think you've got to give credit to the way we played. Defended. Our defence, right? It don't matter who the centre halves are. They're just playing like immense fucking gladiators, all of them.
I know. It's a way that he's got them set up. He's got them so organised now. And do you know what? You might say that they didn't play well, but that was partly due to the way that we set up, and we weren't just frustrating them because
exactly.
I think even I know Vlasic again. He looked a little bit lightweight in periods.
He did all right. He did all right.
But do you know what? All of those players, Lanzini. The only one that sort of got me nerves a little bit was Yarmolenko, but Lanzini, Vlasic, all of those players, we was playing at times some really good. We was moving the ball well. We was really passing the ball well. We was playing in triangles at times.
We rode the storm. Not a storm. It wasn't a storm. We rode it for the first 15, maybe 20, and then we sort of took our foot off the brake a little bit. Yeah. And we started playing, and I know you say Yarmolenko frustrated you, Nick, but he held the ball up like I've never seen him hold the ball up before.
He did do that. He's just
I know what you're saying. There's other things.
I don't want to dig anyone out. I'm just saying there was a few instances in the first half in particular where he just made bad decisions. That's all. It ain't that he played bad. He just didn't make the best decisions. But but on the whole, I don't think you can't really have a go at anyone in that game because it's like if you go to the second half, Because Masuaku, people can have a dig at Masuaku, but he's been out for God knows how long.
Exactly, mate. Mate.
Did you see that moment where he broke through on the left and he had 2 options, and it was almost like he can't deal with 2 options, can he? He can't handle
what to do.
And he shot.
I know.
What are you doing?
It was such a good performance. I think John's right. The first 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, they were sort of on top of us. They were getting some success. down the wings, getting into our box. There was a great save from Areola at one point. First of many great saves from Areola, might add. He played brilliantly today. Really, really good.
He was awesome. I mean, ridiculously good. His saves were superb.
And he also, they started the second half in the same way. So it was like the first half and the second half, they started in the same way. We had to put up with the pressure. And then I thought second half, it settled down into a kind of same pattern as the Spurs game did, where we were just sitting in two very close banks of four at the back. Or maybe a total of 9 players behind the ball. And they couldn't, there was no gap for them to play the through ball. They could not get through the defence. And we just seemed quite comfortable to sit there. I mean, Man City being Man City and all the talent they've got and all the talent they brought on. You know, I mean, who did they, it weren't only the people out on the pitch, it was the
Foden, Grealish.
Cancelo. Jesus came on.
I mean, they did create chances. That's the thing, but none of the chances that they created were through defensive mistakes. They played good football, created a few half chances, and because of how good they are, they can get a shot off with no issue at all, can't they? And you know what? Whenever he was called upon, and he pulled off some proper good saves, Areola. I mean, immense.
You know,
and that's the thing, Moyes. If he starts playing like that, then Moyes is going to have. It's a good problem to have, isn't it? Because the way Fabianski played in the last game and Areola there, I mean, my God, we've got 2 decent keepers there, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. And I mean, it was. I just felt once it got to the last 15 minutes to go, and I felt Pep had left it a bit late, bringing on the stars because we were running the clock down. We were doing really well. It was clear at one point, and we didn't want to even bring the ball out of defence. We were quite happy to just sit there and pass it around. Yeah,
You know what surprised me a little bit? I was because we was doing really well, and then he brought on the three-pronged attackers, whatever you want to call them. That was a brave move because we didn't really need to change it. And when he brought them 3 on together, I was quite like, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking, that's a bold move, or are we going to go for it and all that? But
I think he smelled blood, didn't he? I think that's what happened. He got to that period of the game, and we were growing into it. I mean, we started that second half. The first 5 minutes in particular, we were passing better than City. We were playing some really, really good football. I think Souček fluffed a couple of really, really good chances.
I've just seen it on the screen, played back on the screen in front of
me. He couldn't hit a barn door tonight. I mean, he weren't anywhere. 2 sitters, I would say.
They were sitters, and Yarmolenko missed a sitter as well, which he's taking it first time, rather than control it.
When the keeper was out of position, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he tried to take that touch,
Those chances fall to City players, they're goals.
Yeah.
I think that's that. I think so. No, I'm not having to go at our players. I'm just saying.
No, you're not.
They were 3. I mean, the Yarmolenko one I can't really remember, but the 2 Souček ones in particular, he should have at least got them on target. You got to work.
Those very similar chances, weren't they? Very similar.
You've got to work the keeper at least, you know.
I agree.
But look, we can't complain. I mean,
I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining.
Do you know what better way to win? No, but what better way to win? Do you know what I mean? Going to penalties. And what were you thinking though when we actually got to the penalty stage? Were you confident? Were you thinking? I was.
I was. Yeah, I was confident.
I was confident.
I was confident that Noble would set up and put us in a good place. It'd make a good start. I think. I mean, who took our penalties? I mean, it started with Noble.
It was Noble. Then it was Bowen.
Dawson.
Then Dawson. Then Cresswell.
Yeah.
Dawson and Cresswell's penalties were really good, and then obviously Benny stepped up, and I felt like walking out the room at that point. I just felt he looked nervous. No, he looked nervous. You know, when you can see a player, their demeanour.
Of course, he needed that goal. I'll tell you that penalty.
I know. He looked nervous. He made me nervous. And the thing is, the camera panned around to the fans as well. At that point, everyone had their head in their hands when he picked that ball up and he was walking.
I was more nervous when Dawson walked up. I really was because I've never seen him take a penalty or anything. He only ever headers the ball. I thought he was going to get on all fours and header it in.
It was a brilliant penalty.
He sent the keeper the wrong way, didn't he?
Yeah. Best. I know we keep saying it. Best 2 million ever spent.
Yeah,
it was. No, it was. Well, like you said, we've got four centre backs there that we can literally. I think he can mix and match and play any combination, can't he?
Yeah.
You know,
it's amazing that we've gone into that game like we did with Man U. We've gone into that game. I mean, literally, who did we have playing from our A team? Right, from our A team, we had Cresswell. Johnson's really a B team player, and so we had Cresswell, Souček, and that's it. That's it.
Right.
Nobody.
Someone's made a comment here. Nothing like playing with a triangle, Nick. I'm gonna hazard a guess. That's Tony Penny. I told him a joke once. I said I'd join a reggae band and I play the triangle and I stand at the back and sing. That's what I said to him. So I'm going to hazard a guess. That's Tony Penny. Yeah. Dawson's was super.
Yeah.
I honestly, it was fantastic. I really ballsed up the watch along as well because I weren't kind of updating the score as I was going because I just jumped on for 10 minutes with Ben. Go on. What's up?
Can I ask a question?
Go on.
Did you think Noble would last the whole game?
No.
Mate, and I'll tell you, listen, Souček looks knackered, we keep saying. Noble doesn't play hardly at all. And they have to have a lot of credit for shielding the back four and keeping Fernandinho and Gundogan, whatever they're bloody called, quiet. Let's be honest, they deserve a massive... I know they all do, but players that are sort of been questioned or we question their fitness or can they do it anymore, they put a shift in there, you know?
Lanzini and Noble played well. I mean, Lanzini was perpetual motion tonight. He didn't stop running. He was constantly chasing shadows, trying to sort of close the ball down. A lot of the time to no avail, but he was constantly pressing. He was constantly on the move, you know, because you know the way they move the ball around.
Yeah.
But Noble was brilliant tonight, and do you know what? He had a good shot as well. First half, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was a good shot.
That was a good shot. It was a good point from Chris there as well because Moyes. Clearly, that was my assumption at the game.
I disagreed with this sub.
No, that was my assumption at the game.
I think we all thought this was sit back.
Was that because Grealish came on shortly after? So my assumption was that Moyes had seen Grealish getting ready and he had decided to make the early change.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I thought. I mean,
and we all know what Soufal done to Grealish last time, didn't he? You know. But I agree with this as well. You know, I don't know. Again, I don't know where this is from, but Diop was outrageous tonight. I will say Diop's getting. They were both brilliant. You can't really pick out the two of them, but Dawson. There are more moments with Dawson that I can remember, like where he's kind of throwing his body away, and he was brilliant.
Do you think there's a reason? Like when you think about it, the pairings that he's gone for for Ogbonna, immense experience alongside Zuma.
Yeah,
he's gone for Dawson, the more experienced older player, to go with Diop.
Yeah.
And do you think that both Diop and Zuma will benefit with playing from these players and these more experienced defenders, if you know what I mean? They'll give them more nous, more understand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. I
think this are purposely paired up like that in some way. I might be a bit...
He does value experience in defence, doesn't he? I think
exactly.
He does. But again, someone said here, Johnson kept Sterling reasonably quiet. I mean, Johnson said, I think he had a good game today. He did again early on. He made a bit of a strange... He made a lot of like a clearance, a pass across our own 25-yard box, which was
I saw that.
But on the whole, what I've noticed with Johnson as a fullback, people don't seem to beat him one-on-one. He seems quite comfortable in that. He seems quite comfortable in that situation. So it weren't just Sterling. Whoever they tried to put on Johnson, they even Foden. When Foden came on, they don't seem to try and go past him.
He wasn't bothered about Sterling one little bit. Early in the first half, the ball was going out of play really slowly, and Johnson just stood there and shielded it, and Sterling was all arms and legs around him, trying to get around him, and all he did was he seemed to just walk slowly like he had Sterling on his back, and he just shepherded it out of play. And that's a basic thing, but just go to show he didn't really care about Sterling, and Sterling didn't want to face him up either. He didn't want to run.
No, Sterling didn't fancy it, did he?
No,
I don't think
he didn't. No.
Strangely, I mean, I know he doesn't play a lot anymore, Sterling. You could say that, but he should have enough to take on Johnson's inexperience, and he never. I don't think at all. I think Johnson was a brilliant. To be honest with you, you can't, like you said, you can't fault any of them. You know, you really can't.
No, absolutely not. I think Cresswell was superb tonight as well. Well, look, do you know what? We wouldn't have beat Man City tonight if we had a weak link.
No,
exactly.
It's the system. It's the system. The players are really important, but it's the system. They all fit into that system. You can swap any of those pieces out, and the system will still work. You know, absolutely fantastic. And we're doing this the hard way, aren't we? Man United last round, Man City this round. I think we might as well have Liverpool next year.
No, we need an easy one. Let's have an easy one next.
The teams that you've got left, there ain't no easy ones. You've got
Sunderland.
Yeah. You've got.
That'd be the dream tie. Sunderland it has.
You've got Brentford, you've got Liverpool, you've got Leicester, you've got Tottenham, Sunderland, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll take anyone at home. I'll take anyone at home. I don't care. Don't care.
Yeah.
The worst one would be away to Liverpool or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. It would. I think any tie against Liverpool at the moment. We're probably going to have to face them, but they're kind of, you know. But having said that, I don't know. I mean, look what we just done against City, you know, and Man United before that. I think we just need to maybe be a little bit more confident in these games. But I wasn't confident when I saw the lineups.
I'll tell you what, there isn't a club, there isn't one of those big clubs in this competition like Man City who will play a team like they played tonight, right? Chelsea will play a depleted team, so will Liverpool, so will Spurs, so will Arsenal. They all will. They will not play their first team.
Do you think that's the case, though? Do you think, like, as you move into the quarterfinals, for instance, I mean, Spurs, not that we're going to fear Spurs, but Spurs are going to, they're I mean, I'd like to face them in the semi-final.
Who did Spurs have in their team tonight? What was their team tonight? Any idea? Because I don't know.
I don't know, actually. I'll have a look.
I know that Dele Alli and Harry Winks didn't even get on the pitch. So
is that right?
Yeah.
I'll let you know now. They started with no, they went strong. They had Kane up top. Yeah, Højbjerg in midfield, Bergwijn, Lo Celso, Gill. So they had a mix. They had a mix of first and second team, I suppose. But
they won't want us, will they?
No, of course they won't. Of course they won't.
I don't think anyone will want us, and that's what Jason Cundy was just saying on TalkSport on the way home. He said nobody's going to want to play West Ham because they're just, it's just the nightmare team for any of them because they will all have to put out their big boys to beat us. Yeah, they will.
Yeah. I think we deserve a good tie now. I think we do after Man United and Man City. We deserve a bit of luck. You know, and like you say, I don't know what luck would be. For me, it would be anyone other than Chelsea and Liverpool.
You know what I'd like?
I'd probably take anyone other than Chelsea and Liverpool at this point.
You know what I'd like? I'd like really, really instant revenge on Brentford. I'd like Brentford at home.
Yeah, good point.
I want to do it.
I don't know. I was really...
Yeah. I ain't doing that to us again. I ain't doing that to us again. I'd rather have Brentford than Liverpool. Right?
It'd be a horrible way to go out, though, wouldn't it? After what we've just done.
Ain't going out. You think we're going out? No.
We're just going to win it, bro.
We're just a few games away now, aren't we? It's crazy.
It's all set up. It's all set up, mate. Carabao Cup, lift the trophy. Noble comes on with 30 seconds left just to lift the cup.
And what is it? What is the structure of the cup? Do we know? Is there a tie every month now? So is there going to be? I don't know. Is the quarterfinal going to be in November?
Well, the draw's on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, Saturdays. Yeah. It's on Soccer AM, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it must be November. Yeah, November, December, because they usually have it early. Didn't they have it in March or something? That one.
Yeah, let's have a look at the fixture.
Yeah, no, it's always early. There's one for you here, John.
Go on. Our captain was fantastic. Played the full 90 against a strong. He was, mate. And when he stepped up, you fear the worst. And my mate said he needs this penalty to put that Man United incident to bed, and he definitely did that. I mean, you know what I think about Noble, and I know most people do if they're honest. But there's always been questions recently. But he delivered today. He absolutely delivered. He won't get out of bed in the morning. He won't be able to get out of bed in the morning. But you know what I mean. He was 9 out of 10 for me because of what he gave, and again his age and all this other stuff.
And again, I think those three in midfield. I think Souček, Noble, and Lanzini. I think they did really. I think they worked their socks off. You know the way they move the ball, Man City. It can't be easy, can it, playing against them?
I'll tell you what.
Mike Brennan's being positive. He thinks it's Liverpool away next. Look.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Right, this will be good. This will be good. You know when the quarterfinal ties are going to be played. It's the week commencing December the 20th, just before Christmas.
Oh, bloody hell.
So imagine having Spurs at home just before Christmas.
What's that, the quarterfinals?
Yeah. Could ruin Christmas, though.
Right.
Hang on.
Nick, for God's sake, Nick, we're riding a crest of a wave, Nick. Why do you have to be negative?
I'm not negative.
Oh, that could ruin my Christmas. Like the Grinch.
and New Year, that'd ruin a lot. Listen, you know we ain't getting Sunderland. You know we ain't getting Sunderland. You know we ain't getting Brentford. We're getting.
Let's pray for Sunderland.
Right? We're getting one of the others.
Can we just take a moment here though to kind of reflect on what the fuck is going on at West Ham at the moment? Because This is a bit weird.
I'm not even thinking about it.
No, but this is a bit weird, though, isn't it?
Well, we don't appear to concede goals anymore, so we might as well, take the keeper off and play with 11 outfield players because we don't concede goals anymore because our defence is so good.
I just feel shell shocked.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I don't, and that's the thing now. After that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't fearing City until if we'd have played our strongest lineup, I would have been confident against City. But it was only when I saw that it put a weaker lineup, or what I thought was a weaker lineup out, that kind of, I started to get a little bit doubtful. But
massively.
Do you reckon we've ever done this before? Do you reckon we've ever played 4 games, competitive games in 10 days, won them all, and not conceded a goal?
I bet you never.
The level of team that we've played as well. Everton, Tottenham,
Man City,
Genk, and Man City.
Yeah. I mean, it's outstanding. And then imagine if we go to Villa and beat them on Sunday. Imagine if we don't concede a goal. That would be 5 without conceding a goal and 5 wins on the bounce in 13 days, 14 days, something like that. 14 days. It's ridiculous.
You can praise Moyes for the system. You can praise Moyes for the way he's got them playing, but you've got to praise the whole club now. Right, players as well. They're buying into the system. The players that have become the squad players or the second string cup players. Every time they're coming in, they're stepping it up. Yeah. They're stepping in. They're giving it their all. There's no egos there. There don't seem to be any sulking. They're believing in the manager. The manager's believing in them. Most of us are starting to believe in our team. And people can say, "Oh, don't go overboard," and "Well, bloody hell, here they go again." They're getting carried away, but we're not. We're just loving every minute of this, and it's a great time to be a West Ham fan. Let's not be coy about it. It's the truth. It is. Yeah, for me, I've never known. We ain't won anything. I know that. People will say we ain't won nothing. But even if we don't win anything, the way we are playing, the belief that is instilled in our club, I think it's fantastic,
Chris makes an excellent point here. For the next round, when you play the bigger clubs, it probably means you play their second string. But when you play the smaller clubs, you're going to play their best team.
True.
So that's actually a really good point. True. Think about it like that.
Well, so he'd rather play the bigger teams now in earlier rounds or something, because then you beat the teams.
I don't care. I don't care who it is. Let's be honest. Let's just get someone at home. That's all. Let's get someone at home.
Why do you think Guardiola went so strong with his team then?
Because that's what he does. He hasn't lost since.
He goes for every competition. You have to give him credit for that.
Yeah, but the thing is, there was. I mean, earlier on this morning, I read an article somewhere online, and it said what they think the team would be, and it had like half a dozen kids, and it had a few, like it had De Bruyne and Mahrez and all that, and that's pretty much what I thought the team was going to be. So I've been busy all day. I went out for a drink, went to the ground, saw the team sheet, and it was nothing like what everyone had rumoured it to be. Yeah. And it totally surprised me. It took me back a little bit, and I thought, fucking hell, he's going for this.
Yeah, no, I know.
Massively.
Well, he does every season.
No, I know he gives it, but he still plays kids a lot. He still does give kids goals in these competitions. Maybe not all 11. I get that. But he went strong tonight. That was very ridiculously strong.
It was. As Mike said, the final was in February. So
I knew it was early, yeah.
Do you know what? Because the actual next meaning, because I believe that we've won our group. That's that in Europe, right? I believe we've won that European group. So for me, the next meaningful European game is in March. So what that means is by the time that we play our last 16 game in Europe, we could be league champions.
Yeah, but league champions.
League Cup champions.
But we need to, first things first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to beat Genk away next Thursday.
Yeah, right? We will.
Once we've done that, then we've won the group. It's been put to bed. Then we can play kids. I hear what you're saying. Then we can play kids in the next couple of rounds. Because I
think that's done now. I think we've done it. Because even if we don't win another game, I can't see any of those teams picking up 3 wins. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Where are we? Look, it's Chris Miles. He's saying his first game since he had COVID is Villa. That's going to screw everything, he said.
Don't go, Chris. Don't go,
much luck, is he?
Don't catch COVID again. he caught it at Leeds last time.
Did he?
You think so? Yeah. It was Yorkshire COVID.
Right, there you go. Jerry said apparently Guardiola made 9. See, that's the thing. He played a strong team. His bench is strong. So he made 9 changes from the weekend.
Yeah, but that's 9 changes of international to international.
Yeah, but he's got to give them all game time, hasn't he?
It's not exactly a B team, is it? I mean,
if that B team would probably finish second in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably would. Yeah. No, it's unbelievable.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm so happy coming out of that ground. Everything about West Ham at the moment is happiness and delight, and what's going to happen next. Like wide-eyed kids at Christmas. It's just you don't know what present you're going to open next. What present will it be? It'll be Villa on Sunday. We go and do them. It's just what we're going to do again next week. We go and beat them as well. Liverpool coming down next week. We beat them as well. Every couple of days, we're just getting a new present to open, and it's just fantastic. I tell you, I can't remember a time like this being a West Ham fan.
Look, when you look at it, we've lost 2 games this year, both to late goals, to late stupid goals, haven't we? The Brentford game and the Man United game. So. Yeah. This team isn't. I don't think this team is going to get battered by anyone, even if we come up against a purring Liverpool. I don't think that anyone is going to roll us over now. I think Moyes will set us up in such a way to nullify their threat. Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, I think if you look, I think Gary hit on the very good point earlier when he said that against City tonight we did a lot towards the end of what we did against Tottenham, where the defence just sat there 2 banks of 4. They have so much confidence in themselves and the system. And that to me just shows a confidence that I've never seen. Especially, we've always had a reputation for having a few dodgy defenders who are a little bit erratic in the years gone by, and people like Repka have become a little bit of a cult hero. But you can't look at any of our defenders and think they're a joke. Out of all 6 defenders, or how many we got? 8 defenders. I'd rate all of them now. Yeah, and I've never had that in my life.
I agree.
Yeah, because it's the same. Don't even comprehend losing. Not on the agenda. I agree. Right, Mike has got a right bastard question here. He heard it on the radio today. You've got to lose one at the end of the season. Moyes or Rice? Who do you let go?
I heard this, and the bloke. I'll tell you what. The bloke the caller. There was a West Ham supporter. He called in, and it was, I don't know who it was that asked him this, but the West Ham supporter said it'll have to be Moyes that goes, and I sort of said no, don't be so stupid. I mean, look, it'd be a choker to lose Rice, but he's going to go at some point anyway. Listen, this ain't a choice anyway. But if it was a choice, it'd have to be Rice, wouldn't it?
Why do people always have to ruin it all with these questions?
I know.
Can we?
We don't have to lose.
You need to get this Mike geezer on one day, because he's already said we've got Liverpool next round, and now he said, who are we going to get? I mean, where's the positive, Mike? You're turning it. You might as well be called Mike Nick Killerton.
Yeah. Secret sibling.
That's it. So Mercedes made the same observation. Vlad had to come in just so he could put Grealish in his pocket again.
You know that when Grealish gets into his car later, he's going to look into the rearview mirror and he'll see Stu Fowl in the back seat, looking at him, dead eyes.
I'm absolutely shattered, mate. He's killed me. He's knocked me for 6.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up.
Emotions.
It's one for you.
Oh God, mummy! Never laugh. Well, you didn't have to put that on there, Nick, did you? 42, I'll bring the wash around in the morning, Mum. Right. Emotionally drained, mate.
I am after watching that. The thing is, I think once we went 2 penalties, I felt confident. I felt confident at that point, but then once it started, then you can't be, can you? Because it's nerve-wracking, and like I say, I kind of, and they were all good penalties, They were all good penalties. But for me, what I am going to ask you, Aldo, is it's going to be a tough one as well. A man of the match.
Oh.
Someone give us your man of the match, Gary. Who was your man of the match?
No, go John first.
Right, John. Who was your man of the match?
I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go for.
Martin Noble.
I'm going to go for the club captain, the legend Noble, because he's been written off more times than anyone. Yeah, and I think he was absolutely immense tonight. And I'm just going to give it to him, mate, purely because I didn't think he'd last an hour.
No,
and he was brilliant. And I do apologise for making the obvious choice of mine, because I've got a bit of a crush on him, but I'm going to have to give it to him, mate. Truly have to give it to him. But he could have been anyone.
That's fine. I understand that. Right, go on, Gary. Who's your man of the match?
Look, I'm going to take the easy choice and go with Noble as well. But I was thinking Dawson. Because I think he was he's just immense in these games, like he was against Man United. Absolutely immense. But yeah, on balance throughout the 90 minutes, the 92, 93 minutes, and he stepped up to take the first penalty.
Yeah.
The key one.
Very good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
It's a Noble.
I'm going to go the other way, and I'm going to give it to another player who's been written off just recently. He's had a bit of a wobble to his new West Ham career, and I think he kept us in the game, and that was Areola. I think he was our man of the match. I think he was superb.
He was amazing. He was amazing.
Yeah. And you've got Chris Miles has said that as well.
Yeah,
Jamie.
I've just whilst we've been on here, because a lot of the saves were down the other end, so I couldn't really see him clearly. And I've had Sky Sports and I've been watching some of the saves back, and I'm like, wow.
Brilliant. They were brilliant.
You've watched it on the telly, so it's different when you're in the ground. You miss a bit of it.
He's so athletic.
The only save I saw in front of me was the one in the first half. Like John said, the others were all down the other end. So
you can never really get a proper perspective of them when they're down the other end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I must say though, for as high as they push, we was very confident pushing the ball around the back, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. I think that helped with Areola. I've got to say, because they were using him as well. So he kind of
I must say
his use of the ball today was brilliant. He's playing the ball on the floor. He was superb. But I'm completely fucking drained. I've got to be honest. I don't know how I used to feel having sort of gone over there, and
I feel knackered. I'm wired. I won't be able to sleep. I've got a meeting first thing in the morning, and I need to go to sleep. But there you go. Good luck, Gary. Good luck.
I've got to go and talk to loads of customers in the back of my cab, and my voice is going. So I don't know. That's going to last. I won't get any tips.
Your voice never goes. Don't you worry about that. You'll be all right in the morning.
Nice one.
All right, then, Gary. Do you want to wrap up?
Yeah, well, thank you all for joining this little ad hoc show. If you like what we do, please subscribe and like and all the other good stuff. We will see you on Friday night with Nigel Khan for the Clareton Booze Up.
That's it.
See you later, and come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.
Go, you irons.